Learn how one devoted organization is making a difference, meet a local volunteer with a big heart, and discover a group of citizens tasked with preserving O'Fallon's history. Next on O'Fallon Matters. Hi, I'm Dave Burkhart, your host for O'Fallon Matters. Our first story features an organization on a mission to help prevent child abuse and neglect. Here's Kim Doan with their story.
April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. As a result, child abuse and neglect awareness activities are promoted across the country during April of each year. One agency that is making a difference year-round is the St. Louis Crisis Nursery.
The St. Louis Crisis Nursery is an independent, not-for-profit agency funded by donations and committed to preventing child abuse and neglect by providing short-term, emergency shelter for children whose families are faced with a crisis. In addition to the direct care of the children, the Crisis Nursery gives ongoing support and follow-up care to families and serves as an advocate within the social services system.
Crisis Nursery's first way of responding to parents who are in a crisis is through our 24-hour helpline that they can reach us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Our 24-hour helpline is available to parents that might be experiencing any type of a crisis that makes them feel unsafe, or they're in a place where they don't feel like they can successfully parent the way they want to at that time. We have 5 nurseries region-wide that families can actually bring their children to the nursery, meet with a professional intake counselor that will sit down with them. They're going to get some basic information about their family to ensure that we have everything that we need to know to keep their children safe. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some goal setting around that crisis, and we're going to talk to them about available resources in their community that might be able to help them and kind of what the next steps are so they feel a sense of hope and security that that crisis will be resolved.
Families may bring their children to the nursery for a variety of reasons. Some are simply overwhelmed with parenting or may be dealing with a family member's illness or death, lack of food, shelter, utilities, or suffering from domestic violence. Such is the case with Jana Gamble, who lived through that horrific experience. But with the help of the Crisis Nursery and a strong will, Jana made an escape that has led her to a brighter future for her and her 2 children.
Crisis Nursery has been there for me for several years now. They've helped me a lot in many different ways through providing basic needs as far as diapers or food, support through their programs, just being there to support us through every inch of the way.
When I started working with Jana, we started working initially on the goals of just keeping her family safe and secure, and she really had a strong idea of how to do that. And so really, as a counselor working with her in particular, it was really kind of helping her put a framework around that. One around some of the economic needs to keep her family safe so that she could sustain on her own. She had amazing business plans and creativity, and so we put a lot of work around, okay, how do we make this happen? Who can we connect you with so that you can accomplish these goals?
Right.
Reaching out of the darkness, Jana now has a long list of accomplishments. She became a self-published author, motivational speaker, and co-founder of charity Living Sweet, an organization dedicated to the issues of organ donation and cancer, a situation she knows too well. In September of 2012, Jana was diagnosed with kidney cancer and underwent surgery. Doing well today, she continues to push forward.
After receiving support from the nursery, they've really pushed me into a place where I was able to go forward, allowing me to have the skills and confidence again to move forward in speaking and in writing, going to school and different avenues such as that.
The Crisis Nursery is important because they play a vital role in every community in which they are present. What they do is they prevent tragedies from happening. They prevent deaths. They prevent people from being incarcerated. They keep families together. There is a huge role that they play, and it really is pennies on the dollar to the social impact that they are saving the society and the state from occurring, plus just the tragedy level. So the Crisis Nursery is hugely important to every community.
I would completely recommend the St. Louis Crisis Nursery and any of their sites. I've been to all of them. They've been there for me through thick and thin. They don't judge you. They're there for you to support you in any way possible.
If you would like to speak with someone at the Crisis Nursery in the St. Charles County area, give them a call at 636-947-0600, or you can call them at their 24-hour helpline at 314-768-3201. Remember, help is just a call away.
This next story features an O'Fallon resident who spends her free time giving back to the community she loves. Here's Joan Meyer with her story.
Upbeat, happy, and dedicated describes OFallon volunteer Carol Fierce. Carol is a true asset to our community. She volunteers at over 90% of the city's events and gives up her precious time to several local organizations.
Volunteering is so fulfilling to me as an individual, as well as our continued other ongoing volunteers.
Carol is an awesome volunteer. Not only does she help volunteer services with all of our office support, our inventorying and getting ready for all of the events, but she also is there to help all the other departments, whether it's HR, finance, economic development. She is always asking what she could do next to help support the city.
Her mother believes strongly in giving back to the community by volunteering. Carol has kept the family tradition alive by dedicating herself to the citizens of O'Fallon. If you meet Carol at one of the many events that she volunteers for, you'll quickly become aware of her one-of-a-kind spirit for volunteering.
Just keep a big smile on your face and know that you're having fun and hope that you're passing that fun on to them. Because if you're not enjoying it, why be there? But you know, you just really gotta get into what you feel in your heart is the right thing to do.
Carol has enjoyed volunteering so much with the city that she's also brought her family in to volunteer with us. She often brings out her granddaughter to help on Family Volunteer Day, to help with Breakfast with the Bunny. She's also had her son get involved. He's been out at Heritage and Freedom Fest, and that really shows that she enjoys what she does so much. She really wants to share the experience with her family and with others.
Carol has been volunteering for the city of O'Fallon for 10 years. Volunteer Services Manager Kathy Halstead and Volunteer Services Coordinator Alexis Yeagers keep Carol inspired as they work together to keep O'Fallon one of the best places to volunteer in the country.
They're two of the most awesome, smart, intelligent, loving, superior. They never ever put you down, never. They appreciate you, and the excitement builds up inside of you and shows back in the job that you do.
Volunteers like Carol Fierce keep our community together by giving back countless volunteer hours for the betterment of our community. We thank you, Carol, for enriching our community with your upbeat attitude and strong volunteer efforts. If you would like to join O'Fallon's amazing group of dedicated volunteers, you can visit Volunteer Services website at www.ofallon.mo.us/volunteer.
Thousands of area residents made their way to Fort Zumwalt East High School to learn a skill that could mean the difference between life and death in an emergency situation.
It's always great when a community can get together, but when a community gets together in order to learn to save lives, it's even more special. Lifesaver CPR was a 2-day event that had one goal in mind: to empower the public with the knowledge and skills needed to help save lives.
Well, I organized this event. It's called Lifesaver CPR, and I'm just trying to teach as many people as possible hands-only CPR, how to use an AED, and then how to save a victim that's choking.
People are triggering in and out. So far, steady all morning. It's great. Community's very thankful as they're walking in and out.
The Lifesaver CPR program was designed to take no more than 30 minutes to complete, and also featured several other safety tips.
Not only are we teaching CPR and the AED and the Heimlich maneuver, we're also teaching children that are too young to do compressions how to call 911, what to say, maybe turn on your porch light, just things that kids need to know if they're alone and something happens to a family member or friend.
Well, obviously CPR is an important skill to learn, but what if you talk to the survivors here at this event, you'll really know why it's important.
CPR does save lives. So many of the arrests that we run in the community, we run across, they're unrecognized. There's too much time passes before anybody recognizes them. Or the people that recognize it, they don't know what to do, so they call 911. Well, it might take 5 minutes for the fire department or the ambulance district shows up. That 5 minutes is critical. So having somebody there beforehand doing CPR is critical, important to having a good outcome.
The St. Charles County Ambulance District donated an AED to Caitlin Houghton for a cause that was close to her heart.
My brother died whenever I was 8, and it was really hard for us. And I want every school to have an AED in their gym.
She was looking for funds to raise for an AED. Her brother passed away in a school, and she would like to have gotten more money for a second AED for the school. And I decided that our outreach program was going to help make up the funds if she came up short. She nearly fulfilled her funding, so we are donating a second AED so that she can put into her next school, which will be St. Charles High.
If you are not CPR certified, it's never too late to learn. You can go to www.checkcallcompress.com to find out a few handy tips that can help you perform CPR. With thousands of people learning CPR here today, it only takes one person learning it properly to save a life. And that one life saved could be that person closest to you.
It's time for a break. When we return, we'll catch up with Brett Figgis to find out about an event that helped make a group of local teens safer behind the wheel. Also, we'll meet up with an O'Fallon Police Department detective who was recently honored for his exemplary detective skills. Stay with us for O'Fallon Matters.
Welcome home, man.
Welcome back to O'Fallon Matters. Pro Drivers Trucking Company recently made their way to Fort Zumwalt North High School to educate teens about driving safely around large trucks and commercial vehicles.
What is safe driving? For some, it's a checklist. Wear your seatbelt, use your turn signals, and so on. For companies like Pro Drivers and professionals like Dennis Day, it's also a state of mind, requiring awareness of the road around you. And that's a lesson they shared with local high school students.
Teens and Trucks is a program sponsored by Pro Drivers with one goal: to save teen lives. We attempt to educate young drivers on the risks of driving near and around big trucks, and also texting and driving or distracted driving.
I can't see nothing. Using demonstrations with simulated highway lanes, it's easy to show how accidents can occur. Blind spots and texting while driving are big problems, and safe driving habits can limit your risk.
Well, after you've been through the inside presentation, you come outside, and we do the outside portion of the Teens and Trucks Share the Road program presented by Pro Drivers. We actually explain the blind spots around the tractor trailer. We have 3 vehicles positioned in the blind spots to show each student, and we let each student get inside the truck and see exactly what it is that a professional truck driver sees as he or she is going up and down the interstate.
It's an eye-opening message for these Fort Zumwalt North students, and hopefully we'll have a brand new generation of safe and aware drivers.
You really got to be careful when you're driving around big trucks because they got a hard job. They have a bunch of blind spots. So like when you're passing them, you just got to pass them like quickly and easily so it makes their job easy.
Yeah.
They got their work cut out for them. I couldn't even imagine doing that.
I learned that as teens we're a lot more vulnerable to accidents because we're inexperienced drivers, and trucks, you got to watch out for them, and big vans or anything like that because they have blind spots, and at certain times when you're up near them they can't see you, and that can be dangerous.
You know what? Anytime you can make a difference in someone's life and possibly down the road think about saving someone's life, because there's no doubt in my mind that this program has actually saved lives or is preventing people from becoming highway statistics. We are definitely making a difference in highway safety, without a doubt.
Close to 75% of all truck-related crashes are unintentionally initiated by car drivers, but with programs like these, Pro Drivers will drastically reduce accidents. Reducing distractions and raising awareness is a mission we can all get behind. For more tips and info on this great program, visit their website at www.prodrivers.com and click on Safety.
Every year, the O'Fallon VFW recognizes its public servants with the annual Community Appreciation Awards dinner. This year, bringing home honors for Law Enforcement Officer of the Year was Detective Matthew Myers of the O'Fallon Police Department.
Every year, the O'Fallon VFW Post 5077 and Ladies Auxiliary recognize first responders with their annual Community Appreciation Awards dinner. This year's recipient for Law Enforcement Officer of the Year went to Detective Matt Myers from the O'Fallon Police Department.
I guess it sounds like I'm some big important guy in the Detective Bureau, but it would be inappropriate for me to take credit for doing all of these things without acknowledging the help of my coworkers. They're always ready. If I need anything, they're there to help me. If they need anything, I'm there to help them. So we work as a big team, and I appreciate the recognition. It was an honor to receive the award. It was an honor in itself just being nominated for it. It kind of came as a surprise. I didn't really know what they had submitted as information why I should get it, but when the chief read it, it was pretty humbling, and like I said, it was an honor to be recognized for the work that you've done.
Detective Matt Meyer epitomizes what a detective should be. And this award was not for one specific incident. It was for his all-around work, and he's always there for people.
Due to the nature of the cases that Matt works on, they can be very challenging to prove criminally and challenging to cope with as an investigator.
Detective Myers has been deeply involved with several high-profile investigations and played a pinnacle role in their successful resolution.
My assignment in the Detective Bureau is crimes against persons, whether it's sexual type assault or a robbery or homicide. Under a year, we've had 3 homicides in our city. We've worked all of those successfully and gotten confessions, gotten the suspects charged. All 3 of them are awaiting their trial.
The VFW and the Ladies Auxiliary also recognized Officer Holly Milotovic with the Life Saving Award.
Officer Holly Milotovic was recognized for her heroic efforts in saving a life of a 12-week-old boy.
Officer Milotovic remained calm in an extreme crisis, and without her life-saving actions, the infant's life may not have been saved. Her performance reflected exceptional achievement and brought credit upon herself, our profession, and the O'Fallon Police Department.
Congratulations to both Officer Holly Milotovic and Detective Matt Myers.
O'Fallon's latest volunteer commission has an important task ahead. They're called to preserve and nurture O'Fallon's rich history.
The mission of the O'Fallon Historical Preservation Committee is to provide a means to promote the cultural, economic, and general welfare of the public through the preservation and protection of structures and areas of historical and cultural interest within the city of O'Fallon. The O'Fallon Historical Preservation Commission consists of 8 members and up to 3 non-voting members. Each of the city's wards are represented, and 3 members will serve the commission at large.
The thing that excites us about the Historical Commission is, we're thrilled that we're part of the 39th nicest city in the country to live. But we did some research. We found that all other 38 cities below us have had a Historical Preservation Commission for a long time. And so we know it's important. It needs to be done. This is a strong historical area. We've got 8 people on this committee who are commission that are fired up about preserving what we had, learning more of the past.
The commission is working towards the following goals.
Some of the main things that we're commissioned to do is we need to provide a mechanism to identify and encourage the preservation of very distinctive historic archaeological characteristics of O'Fallon. We're here to foster civic pride in the beauty and noble accomplishments of our ancestors. We need to encourage the conservation and improve the value of property designated as landmarks or within historic districts. We need to promote the economic benefits to encourage business to come here. We want to protect and enhance the attractiveness of our city to people who want to move here. We want to promote the use of historic districts and landmarks for the education. And we want to promote the identification and interpret the archaeological resources of the city. So we're charged with a lot of things to do, and I'm positive that we're going to do a lot more than that. It's much more than just looking at some old buildings and putting a plaque on them. We're going to do much more than that.
The Historical Preservation Commission will meet on the first Tuesday of every month at the O'Fallon Municipal Center at 7 p.m. If you would like more information, you can go to www.ofallon.mo.us.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you have a good story idea, let us know. You can email us at OFallonTV@ofallon.mo.us. Always remember to give back to your community because O'Fallon matters to all of us.